Alright guys, if you're aware of the GS news and what's coming up in the Orville D maintenance, then you might have noticed that we get this on the 5th day of the login rewards. If you don't know what this is a burst core. If you are new to the game, or even if you are not new, if you don't know what crests are something that improves your units stats or just improves your units by a little bit. You get those crests by farming crest palettes. There are different kind of stages that you can do. For example, it says here pro. If you farm the pro, you can get a 3. You will get a 3, like a level 3 crest. You can get a level 4 crest. However, you can also have a chance of getting a level 3 plus crest or a level 4 plus crest. Currently, the highest crest in the game is a 5 plus. But the current highest crest that you can obtain is a 4 plus. So how do you get a 5 plus? By bursting, and that is what a burst core is. If you farm either a pro or a extreme stage, you have a higher chance to get a 4 plus. So if you farm pro, you have a chance of getting a 4, and you have a chance of getting a 4 plus. If you farm extreme, which it says here, like which says like on the brackets, then you have an even higher chance of getting a 4 plus. However, if you farm a stage where it says Nova is not farmed to get a 4 or 4 plus. It is farmed to get a burst. A burst basically bursts your 4 or 4 plus into a 5 or 5 plus. I should be saying level. I mean level 4 or level 4 plus or level, and it will burst into a level 5 or level 5 plus. Now, you are hearing me say level 4 plus. What is the difference between 4 and 4 plus? I will show you. For example, let's look at my Hoka. My Hoka has a level 4 plus art gauge up. It gives 35 art gauge. Now, let's go to, let's see who has a art gauge up, just a normal level 4 crest. My Sestina. Art gauge up 25%, 25, art gauge 25 up. So you see this, level 4, 25 up. And let's go to Hoga. It says here, level 4 plus, 30, that is 10 art gauge more, which is a lot. Like seriously, it's a lot. So if you aren't aware by now, getting a level 4 plus is much more valuable than getting a 4. However, when you burst a crest into a 5 or 5 plus, those differences still exist. But there is one slight bad news, because as you can see here, this 4 plus gives 35 art gauge. This 4, let's go back to Sestina, gives 25 art gauge. If you burst this crest, this level 4 crest, to a level 5 crest, that art gauge will say 30. So 5 more. However, if you burst this crest, it will say 40, which is also 5 more. But have you noticed how a level 4 plus gives more art gauge than a level 5? I hope you understand where I'm getting at, because a level 4 plus is much more valuable than a level 5. Having a level 4 crest is a base. It is something you can use while you're waiting for a unit to get a 5, or I mean to get a 4 plus on them. So for example, on my Toma, I have Truth of Eternity level 4. I am not getting that Truth of Eternity 4 plus. So that Truth of Eternity level 4 will be there. Like it'll be there. It will help a ton. So, you know, having that level 4 is like a base, but it's not something you should settle with, and definitely not something to waste your energy on to make it to burst it and to make it into a 5, level 5. So this burst core that we are getting from the level 5 daily, from the 5th day of logging in, burst a level 4 or level 4 plus crest to a level 5 or level 5 plus crest. Get this video, guys, is to show you to not use it on the wrong person. Genuinely do not use it on the wrong person. That's why I'm making I just wanted to make a short video. Don't use it on the wrong person. Be very, like, because a lot of you people don't really farm Novas, either because you can't, because it takes too long, or just because you don't really care. So now we are getting a free burst. You have a chance to just burst any crest that you want. So don't burst the wrong crest, and don't burst someone that you don't really care about. Look, for example, I have my SG Lisa, and she's triple five plus. If she wasn't, I would burst the last one, because I like Lisa, I use her a lot, so that's why I want to burst it. But since I already have her, I'm now looking at all the units that I use. The units that I use the most, especially in multiplayer, is Okrun, which is kind of obvious. I am still thinking between either bursting a core on Okrun or bursting a core on Misaka. Now, why would I burst a core on Misaka? First of all, she's also a unit that I use a lot and that I really like, but that's not really the point that I want to give you right now. The point is, bursting a crest on Okrun is much easier. Okay, not much easier because Misaka is really good, but it is quite easier than bursting a core on Misaka, because Okrun is just that good. He is so good, you can put him in any team and he will work. You can put him into any stage, almost any stage, and he will work. So bursting a crest for Okrun is easy. It's no problem. So that's why I'm considering to use that burst core on Misaka instead, because Misaka is going to take a bit longer. It's going to be a bit more difficult because she is not as good as Okrun, and that's just the truth. She isn't, because first of all, she's magic, and second of all, Okrun is broken. So it's going to be easier for me to burst a crest on Okrun than it is for me to burst a crest on Misaka. And you also got to think this way. You got to think in a way of like, okay, hold up, who do I want to burst? Alright, this unit. Can I burst this? Can I burst the crest of this unit easily? Is this unit really good? Can I just easily put him on any stage or her and just, farm it? Yes? Then maybe considering using that burst core on someone else. Because if you can do it easily anyways, just farm with them. But however, if you can't, if there's a unit, like for example, let's say I want to burst a crest on Lisa. Lisa is not, well, I mean, she's good, but she's not that good. And bursting a crest on Lisa, just awoken Lisa, is quite difficult. I am not going to burst a crest for Lisa because she's an awoken unit. But let's say all my ascended units were already bursted, except like just a few, and I don't really like those units. I would just do Lisa, because first of all, prioritize the unit that you like. Second of all, why not? Because it is difficult to burst a crest for Lisa, so might as well just do Lisa. I hope you understand what I'm getting here. What I'm trying to say is, think before you use this burst core. Or of course, to some people, just save it. Just save. Maybe they'll just come a awesome unit that you really, really like, or maybe a unit that already exists in JP and you know they're coming soon in global, and you're like, you know what, I want to save my burst core until that unit comes out, and then I farm a 4+ for them, and then instantly burst that first 4+. That's fine. But point of this video is, I have 2 points. One, do not use that burst core on a level 4. Please don't use that. I'm not saying this because you should listen to me and it's a must and blah, blah, blah. No, it's like genuinely just a waste. It is far, 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 far more useful to use it on a 4+. I have just showed you the difference between a level 4+, for example, on the Hoka, and a level 4 on the Light Cena. So please guys, don't use it on a 4. Besides that one, the second point is, think before you use your burst core on a unit. Is that unit easily, can you easily use that unit to burst their crest, or is that unit difficult to crest? Of course, this doesn't include, like, if you like a unit and you just want them like double 5+ or triple 5+, then just then ignore everything I said and just use it on that unit. But make sure it's a 4+ and not a level 4. Just that is more important. But yeah, that's all I really wanted to say in this video. Just don't use it on the wrong unit, and don't use it on a level 4 crest. That's pretty much all. So yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to say. Anyway, I'm really glad that we are getting it though, because that's pretty awesome. Bursting a crest is difficult because you first need to get that 4+, which is so insanely hard to get, and then you need to also burst, which in my experience is easier than getting a 4+, but it still takes so much energy and so much of your time. Well, not really, because you can just AFK farm, but you get my point. It takes a lot of energy. So yeah. Anyway, that's gonna be all for this video. I hope you understand and remember what I said, because I have seen people that have made this mistake, like with previous burst core that has been given. Don't make the same mistake. That's all. This video is just a fair warning. Alright, that's gonna be all. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you guys have a good day. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.